to Swan Kitchen, guys. Today we're going to be making this upside down pineapple cake. It's a retro classic cake. Absolute favorite of mine because this is probably the first cake that I learned to bake with my mom. And this was a favorite cake with all the mommies back in the 90s. Now I know why, because this is an absolutely easy, no fuss cake. There is no much technique to it. It is super easy, super yummy, and it's a classic. And let's not waste any more time. Let's get started. So let's get started with the caramelization first. I'm going to be adding a little bit of butter. This I'm adding some brown sugar. Just keep stirring. Make sure that the sugar doesn't burn. Okay, so now this is ready. And what I'm doing here is, I'm just going to pour it in my baking tray. I'm just going to swirl this around. So the caramelization is done and it's nice and golden. I can smell the caramelized sugar. So I've taken some canned pineapples. This is one full can of pineapples. What we're going to start doing is we're going to start arranging the pineapples at the bottom of this pan. So what we need is, we need one whole slice which goes right in the center. I'm just going to cut the rest into half. And then arrange the rest of them on the sides. So I'm going to start putting some on the edges as well, because there is never really enough of it. Also, if you have some fresh pineapples, you can use that, but I prefer the canned one because it has that added sugar and it's more juicy. But feel free if you want to use the fresh ones. Now I'm adding some cherries. So now my tray is ready. It's all absolutely lined up with a lot of pineapple. I love a lot of fruit in it, so I go crazy with the pineapple. I have put entire tin inside this pan, but if you want, you can go easy. But I like a piece of pineapple in every bite of the cake, and why not? So this reminds me, it's actually making me very nostalgic because this was my job as a kid. I used to do this. And I would enjoy doing this. Very therapeutic, even now actually. I love doing this. So my tray is ready, and let's get cracking with the batter. So we're going to start beating the eggs now. I've taken 4 eggs here, and in a big mixing bowl, I'm going to just crack them. So to the eggs, I'm adding a little bit of vanilla essence. So now we're going to start beating the eggs. Start gradually. So now at 3, we beat it for almost 7 to 8 minutes till the size doubles up. So now it's been around 8 minutes that I've been beating it, and how do we know that it's ready is, all you need to do is this, and if it forms ribbons like these, you see that? Then you know it's done. So this is softened butter, and to this I'm going to be adding granulated 1 cup of sugar. And now we're going to be beating this at a low speed to start off with. So midway you just stop and mix it again. So just get it all together and keep going. So this is the consistency that you're looking for. It's nice and fluffy, thick, and the sugar still stays granulated, but don't worry about that. Now we've got about 1 cup of all-purpose flour here. To the 1 cup of flour, I'm adding about 1 teaspoon baking powder, not baking soda, this is baking powder. And the dry ingredients are going to go into the butter. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to sift the flour. So what this process does is kind of aerates the flour, does not become clumpy, and if there are any big bits in it, they kind of taken care of. Also, if you realize, I have not added any salt to it because my butter was salted. It's not unsalted. If you're taking any unsalted butter, just add a pinch of salt. I'm just going to give this a mix lightly. Now what I've done here is the egg mixture. I have divided it into half. I've taken it out into 2 bowls. So this is about half the eggs. To this, I'm going to start adding the butter and the flour. And now this mixing is extremely important, guys, because over here what I'm doing is there's a technique of cut and fold. So this is a fold and this is a cut. So you have to be very careful that you do not over mix it, and you cannot use your electric blender for this. So be very gentle while you cut and fold. Gentle. I'm adding the eggs to it. Not everything at a time, so just a little at one time. So to this, I'm going to be adding half a cup of milk, but gradually. Okay, so I'm going to add the rest of the egg to the batter and continue with the cut and fold process. So now the batter is ready to go in the pan. So I'm just going to pour it gently. So what I'm doing here now is I'm just going to give my baking tray a tap. I'm just going to tap it a couple of times. Alright, so now this is ready to go into the oven. My oven has been preheating at 180 degrees, and this is going to bake for about 20 minutes. So I'm just going to put this in. Cakes are a little bit messy, and it's kind of a science, you know, and sometimes I have had some epic fails prior to this, so it's not always, like I told you, I'm not a pro at baking at all, but this lockdown I am trying to improve my baking skills. So let's see what it turns out. So it's already 30 minutes now. I had kept it at 20, but then I checked in between and I thought that it needed 5-6 minutes more. So now totally it has been done for 30 minutes and I think it's ready. Let's see. Wow. Look at that. Now I'm going to let this cool down for at least 10 minutes, guys. Patience. Let's wait. So it's still hot, but kind of cooled down. So we're ready to turn this. Before that, I'm just going to release it from the edges. And what I'm doing here is I'm just going to put this plate and flip it. Okay. So I'm just going to tap it and let's see. The moment of truth, guys. Oh my god, this looks so cute. Yum, yum, yum. I can smell the vanilla, I can smell the pineapple, and it looks juicy, moist, yummy. And as you can see, there is pineapple in every bite of it. Let's check it out. It's delicious. I am so happy. Guys, I wish you could taste this. You guys should try this out. In fact, all the kids should make it with their mommies. It is so much fun. Oh my god. You know, the caramelized sugar adds so much like a dimension to the taste, and the juiciness from the pineapple, it soaks into the sponge, and the cake is so spongy. It is yum, absolutely delicious. Guys, do try this recipe at home. The entire recipe is in the description. Try it out, let me know, and do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Love you.